Right friends, welcome back to Q&A discussion, and this is 16th session. Look at the first one. Under 2 MOU is quite often in the news, and in India states like Telangana also signed under 2 MOU, and look at the following sentences. Under 2 MOU is the MOU that allows sub-national governments such as cities, countries and states to highlight their work to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Even states can sign, even cities can sign. So, under 2 MOU is basically the MOU which allows subnational governments such as cities to sign, states to sign. And what is the purpose of under 2 MOU? It aims to achieve greenhouse gases emissions reductions. Reduction of greenhouse gases emissions is the motto, and this is also to work with the motto of reducing the global temperature rise to 2 degrees centigrade, less than 2 degrees centigrade by 2100, and this is the initiative which came from the local governments, or you can say sub-national governments, because it started with a partnership between Government of California and Baden-Württemberg. So, this Government of California is, you can say, one state government in America, and Baden-Württemberg probably in Germany, and this started as a partnership, and subsequently several sub-national governments like states, cities signed this initiative, right. So, all correct. Then please do not forget about this under 2 MOU. Next one is regional comprehensive economic partnership is in the news, and look at the following sentences. It comprises 16 countries, absolutely correct, and all are situated in Asia, absolutely wrong, because it includes Australia, New Zealand also. The group comprises 10 ASEAN countries and 6 ASEAN free trade agreement partners, absolutely correct. So, 2 correct. It comprises 16 countries situated in Asia as well as Australia, New Zealand are also included, please understand, and it comprises 10 ASEAN countries plus 6 of ASEAN free trade agreement partners. So, 6 of ASEAN free trade agreement partners, like, or you can say 6 countries: India, China, Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, along with ASEAN. Next one is Mother's Absolute Affection is the program launched by the Union government, and which of the following ministries monitors this program? Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and here one important point is here to promote breastfeeding, this Mother's Absolute Affection is intended, right. And the next one is government unveiled amended technology upgradation fund scheme, amended technology upgradation fund scheme, and look at the following sentences. Capital subsidy is given to reduce the capital costs. I told you, I think few days ago, capital subsidy is given if the cost of the machinery is 100 crores, maybe some 20% or so the subsidy is given. That means 20 crores will be subsidized by the government. That is the meaning of capital subsidy. This is correct. And as I have already told you in the last class, Bangladesh and Vietnam overtook our exports of textiles. Now, India is behind Bangladesh and Vietnam, and this is to make apparels garments globally competitive by giving support, because technology upgradation is to be done. At the same time, to do technology upgradation, they have to bring machines, and machines involve high capital cost. So, to give some subsidy to the import of machines, this is intended. And please do not forget about electronics sector, their MSIPs. If someone talks about this amended technology upgradation fund scheme, this pertains to textiles. Similarly, MSIPs is there, that is for electronics sector. These things please do not forget. The new scheme does not cover the spinning sector because of excess capacity, but covers technical textiles. So, this is also correct. So, here what is the meaning of technical textiles? Please look into this. The textiles which are used for the geo strengthening of embankments, some textiles will be used, and at the same time medical field also some textiles are used like that. Other than wearing purpose, if the textiles are used for other purposes like medical purposes, at the same time geotextiles. So, these are known as technical textiles, and please do not forget, technical textiles is example of sunrise industry, right. So, here the new scheme does not cover spinning sector, absolutely correct, but covers technical textiles. So, all three are correct. Then if you look at the next one, if one looks at zero defect, zero effect, this was launched by the Prime Minister. It is applicable for MSMEs, please do not forget, it is applicable for MSMEs, it is not for high end manufacturing. So, the first one is wrong, it is applicable for MSMEs. The meaning of zero defect is to make goods defect free, defects should be minimized, they should be brought down to 0, and zero effect means there should be zero effect on the environment. So, 2 is correct, please do not forget, it is for MSMEs. Then when we look at Stanpan Suraksha app, government launched Stanpan Suraksha app, look at the following sentences. First one is, this is developed by Breastfeeding Promotion Network of India. Breastfeeding Promotion Network of India developed this Stanpan Suraksha app, absolutely correct. What is BPNI? BPNI is promoted by non-governmental organizations. It is not autonomous body under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So, this is wrong. BPNI is a non-governmental organization, and it is to check inappropriate promotion of baby food items. This Stanpan Suraksha app main purpose is to check inappropriate promotion of baby food items. So, 1 and 3 are correct, right. So, you should have clear idea about what is BPNI, that is Breastfeeding Promotion Network of India, right. In the Foreign Trade Policy 2015-20, one important item is with regard to merchandise exports from India scheme. So, to promote exports, there is one item, that is this merchandise exports from India scheme, and look at the following sentences. The eligible exporters will get duty free scrips, eligible exporters will be given duty free scrips, and these scrips, depending on the value of the exports, they will be used for payment of customs duties, for import of inputs or goods, payment of excise duty on domestic procurement, payment of service tax. So, for all these things they can use that duty free scrips. So, all the eligible exporters will get duty free scrips under merchandise exports from India scheme. Then duty free scrips are eligible only for the raw materials meant for manufacturing final exports is wrong. They are applicable for not only for the materials required for manufacturing some product, they can be transferable freely for others. So, they are freely transferable and they can be used for some other purposes also. Basically, government gives duty free scrips basically to promote exports, and these duty free scrips are transferable and they can be used for several purposes. So, 2 and 3 wrong, 1 is correct. Look at the next one. Bank investment company is quite often in the news, and look at the following sentences. The first one is, Banks Board Bureau is established as an interim measure. Now, the purpose of Banks Board Bureau, it is looking into the strengthening of banks and it is looking at the high level appointments, and ultimately the goal of this Bank Boards Bureau is there should be easy transformation up to bank investment company. What I mean to say is, Banks Board Bureau is established as an interim measure and ultimately the purpose is to establish bank investment company. Now, around 60 to 70% of the shares in the public sector banks are held by the government of India. The ultimate purpose is they should be maintained by third party. the shares of government will be transferred to bank investment company, so that the political interference and the interference in the sanctioning of loans will be reduced. So, in view of high non-performing assets, government took this decision. So, please differentiate between Banks Board Bureau and Bank Investment Company. Banks Board Bureau is established as an interim measure, and it has to transit eventually to Bank Investment Company. Once Bank Investment Company is established, it will serve the purpose of separation of banks from the government by acting as a middle link, right. This is very important point. Once Bank Investment Company is established, it will serve the purpose of separation of banks from the government by acting as a middle link, right. So, both are correct. Which of the following country does not share border with Syria? Syria border is very important, please look into this. Syria has got border with Turkey, long border with Turkey, at the same time Iraq, Jordan, and Israel also shares border with Syria through Golan Heights. Golan Heights is 2/3 is with Israel, 1/3 is with Syria. Golan Heights was occupied by Israel probably in the year 1967. So, when you look at borders of Syria, Turkey long border, then Iraq, then Jordan, then this Israel through Golan Heights, Lebanon has got border, and Syria has got border with the Mediterranean Sea, also very important. So, Syria border is very important, please do not forget. So, here Cyprus does not share boundary with Syria, and Cyprus is the answer here. So, look at the following. Which of the above have maritime boundary with Mediterranean Sea? So, I am talking about question number 10. So, just a minute, I skipped from question number 9. Let us come back to question number 9. Question number 9 is, which of the following country does not share border with Syria? Answer is Iran, right. So, I discussed about boundaries of Syria. So, Iran does not share boundary with Syria, right. Let us go to the 10th question. Look at the following sentences here. Look at the following sentences. Which of the above have maritime boundary with the Mediterranean Sea? And these countries are into the news. That is why I have taken this question. Which of the above have maritime boundary with the Mediterranean Sea? Here I have taken 4 countries. One is Tunisia. Tunisia is the country where Arab Spring first started. That is one part. Second part is Tunisia is the country where democratic governance is established after Arab Spring, right. This is one important aspect about Tunisia. Then if you look at Libya, it is having 2 governments at 2 places. Probably it may not have direct civil war, but the situation in Libya is too horrible at this juncture. Syria, it is already into civil war. Cyprus, part of Cyprus is occupied by Turkey long ago, and if you look at these countries, all the countries have maritime boundary with the Mediterranean Sea, right. Please look into this. Tunisia has got maritime boundary with Mediterranean. Libya, then this is Cyprus. Cyprus is island nation within Mediterranean Sea. Then Syria shares border with Mediterranean Sea. So, here if you look at these 4 countries, maritime boundary with Mediterranean Sea, Tunisia, Libya, Syria, Cyprus, all the above, right friends. One China policy is quite often in the news. What exactly is the meaning of one China policy? And here in 1949, nationalist government was held in Taiwan, and the nationalist leaders fled from China and they established government in Taiwan, and China now, sorry, in 1949 established communist government and Taiwan nationalist government. Subsequently, China does not recognize Taiwan as independent country. China feels that Taiwan is part and parcel of China. So, one China policy is any country that wants diplomatic relations with mainland China must break official ties with Taiwan. So, China does not have any official relations with any country who wants to have official diplomatic ties with Taiwan. So, please read this sentence, it is very clear. Then the next one, Carbon Clean Solutions. Carbon Clean Solutions is one firm with the backing of UK government's entrepreneur support scheme recently converted environment destroying carbon dioxide into dash for by capturing 60,000 tons of carbon dioxide. The firm which converted this carbon dioxide into this baking soda, this firm converted carbon dioxide into baking soda by capturing 60,000 tons of CO2. So, this is one step in the right direction, right. The firm name is Carbon Clean Solutions. It has got the backing of UK government's entrepreneur support scheme. So, this thing please do not forget, right. And if you look at the next question, Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is being celebrated every year, and look at the following sentences. The first one is, it is to commemorate the return of Mahatma Gandhi on 9th January 1915 as a Pravasi from South Africa to India. And another important point is, it is considered to be a platform for engagement between central and state governments, very important. It is considered to be a platform for engagement between central government and state governments with overseas Indian community. So, center and state governments will have interaction with overseas Indian community to tap their intellectual and financial wealth. So, for tapping intellectual as well as financial wealth, this Indian state governments and Indian central government will tie up with the overseas Indian community every year. That is the meaning of Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. Next one, World Bank classifies India under the category of lower middle income country. Please look into this category, lower middle income country, when the GNI per capita is 1026 to 4035 US dollars. So, please go through this. And recently, death of several olive ridley turtles came to the news, and look at the following sentences. The olive ridley turtles are found in warm waters of Pacific and Indian Ocean, absolutely correct. And recently, Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary is in the news. Where is Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary? This Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary is near Kakinada in Andhra Pradesh, and several turtles came to the beach and they were found in dead condition, and because of use of heavy machinery, or you can say mechanized trawlers in the sea, that was considered to be the reason for this death. The death occurred at Hope Island, or you can say Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary in Hope Island of the coast of Andhra Pradesh near Kakinada, right. And another important aspect is the laying of eggs. Gahirmata and Rishikulya both are in Odisha, please do not forget. And here look at the next one, Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary is situated in Hope Island of Andhra Pradesh coast, where death of several olive ridley turtles occurred. This is absolutely correct. Gahirmata and Rishikulya are the main destinations for laying of eggs by olive ridley turtles, absolutely correct. And another important aspect is, here the river mouths. River mouths are the favorite spots because of less salinity there, right. So, here all 1, 2, 3 is correct. If you look at the next one, which of the following is in the news as World Health Organization declared it as probable human carcinogen, but it is used as herbicide? Which of the following is in the news because World Health Organization declared it as probable carcinogen to the humans, but it is used as herbicide? The answer here is glyphosate. Glyphosate is the herbicide which is used, and WHO classified it as probably carcinogen to humans. In municipal areas, landfills are quite common sight. We see this landfills in municipal areas, and look at the following sentences. In these areas, organic component of waste is digested naturally. Organic component of waste, please look into this picture. These are landfill areas. This is looking quite above the soil, and please understand, landfill areas means the waste is dumped into the ditches, and there what type of activity takes place, that is the question. In these areas, organic component of waste is digested naturally, and most of the digestion takes place under anaerobic conditions, not under aerobic conditions. So, first one is wrong. Then second one is landfill gas primarily contains two things. One is methane. Methane is normally 50 to 60% followed by carbon dioxide. So, landfill gas primarily contains methane of around 50 to 60%. So, these two things, please do not forget, the digestion takes place under anaerobic conditions, and at the same time it contains maximum methane, right. So, both are wrong. Next one, look into the next question. Look at the following sentences in view of ratification of Minamata Convention on Mercury by 50 countries. It is the international treaty designed to protect human health and environment from anthropogenic emissions of mercury and its compounds. Anthropogenic because of human activity. Second one is Minamata is the city in Japan which was affected because of mercury poisoning, and please do not forget Kodaikanal poisoning of mercury because of thermometer factory in our country. And another important aspect is we discussed about endosulfan victims of Kasaragod district of Kerala. So, these things do not forget. Exposure to mercury may result in muscle weakness, poor coordination, numbness in the hands, skin rashes, memory loss, anxiety. India signed the convention, but yet to ratify it. All are correct. And these are the victims because of mercury poisoning. Then scientists from Australia have made graphene commercially more viable by using soya bean. And look at the following sentences with regard to graphene. Graphene is a form of carbon that exists as a sheet of one atom thick. And another important aspect is it is the world's strongest and lightest known material derived from carbon, and it conducts electricity better than copper, right. So, all the three given sentences are correct. So, please do not forget about graphene, it can be a potential question in the examination. And there is National Oil Spill Disaster Contingency Plan. Recently, oil spill occurred in Tamil Nadu, and National Oil Spill Disaster Contingency Plan is there. The nodal authority for implementation of this is, please do not forget, Indian Coast Guard is the nodal authority for implementation of National Oil Spill Disaster Contingency Plan. Right friends, this concludes today's discussion of Q&A. We will meet tomorrow, same time. Have a nice day. Thank you.